Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to talk to you guys today about some Ghost of Tsushima news. It's coming out that China is not liking it. China is mad that the Mongols Mongols are painted as the bad guys, and it's sparking a public debate in China. In Ghost of Tsushima, the Mongols are the bad guys. That may seem like a harmless premise for an action game set in the 13th century, but it has kicked off a lively online debate that pitches Chinese nationalists against supporters of Sony's new PS4 title. Well, I'm sorry. Your country invaded them at that time. It's a historical set piece, and if you don't like that the Mongols invaded them, that you can't change. It happened. Many of the people are frustrated about the fact that they don't focus, and China hasn't made a title about how Japan invaded them after World War II and stuff like that. Well, make your own game. Taking place during the first Mongol invasion of Japan, the game portrays Japanese warriors as heroes defending their home. Well, at that time, wouldn't they be? What do you want them to be? While this conflict takes place far away from China, the Mongols were also major players in a turbulent period in Chinese history. At the time, the Mongols were already in control of northern China. They eventually became the first ethnic group outside the Han Chinese to take over the country for an entire century. Today, some argue that the Mongols who occupied China should be also considered Chinese people. I stand with the Mongols. Japanese people can crawl. One commenter posted on streaming site Bilibili, I don't freaking know, referring to Japanese people with a racial slur. Now, it's okay to be nationalistic, but you can't get mad at a historical piece. Tsushima really happened. You can look at the history around it and see how bad the Mongols were at the time. And what are you mad about, China? What are you mad about? At the end of the day, this is a game where Japanese people are killing Chinese people. The Mongols are one of the nomadic peoples of northern China, just like the Han Chinese. They are Chinese people. Yes, and the Mongols killed Japanese people during the 13th century. It's a historical piece. You can be all about China #1 and all that stuff, but you have to realize that at this time they were invading places. That's fine. You can't get mad at the history of the fact. Foreign players can play if they like, but Chinese people shouldn't join in on the fun. Well, maybe Chinese people want to play a game that's action-based, super fun. Who cares about who the good guys or bad guys are? At that time, the Japanese people saw the Mongols as the bad guys as they invaded their land and wrecked it. You got to understand that. Like, you can set aside your pride and everything like that. So it's racist now, guys. It's racism to portray history and things that actually happened. If you don't portray the people who are in the situation, if they're on the opposite side of the fence, as the bad guys. The Japanese people should be the bad guys because I'm Chinese and I think so. I'm sorry. You can shut the fuck up on that one. Also happening with Ghost of Tsushima at the same time is it has become the fastest selling PS4 Sony first party original IP debut. In 3 days, the game sold 2.4 million units worldwide during its first weekend of July 17th through the 20th. PlayStation revealed today. That's enough to make the title, which comes from developer Sucker Punch, who also created Infamous, PlayStation 4's fastest selling first party original IP debut ever. Among PlayStation's other best selling products, Horizon Zero Dawn, it sold over 10 million. Ghost of Tsushima is set in feudal. You all know this. You guys have been watching me play or whatever. It's got a lot of people salty that it is doing so well. It's getting reviewed well from Japanese critics, American critics, and people around the world. The user scores are fantastic for it, sitting at a 9.2. I would say it's about an 8.5 to a 9. I think it's a fair score. I think it's a great game. It's got some small issues, but nothing that really makes me think, God, I spent $60 on this. I'm about 20 hours in, I'd say by now, and I barely finished Act 1. And it's a massive open world. You can go anywhere, do whatever you want. The action sequences are fun. The stylization of the period and graphically outstanding. So definitely good story so far. Digging it. I won't run any spoilers here because I'm going to probably do a full review of it sooner or later, but really good game thus far, and I'm barely getting into the second segment of the island, as it were. I would say I'm happy that it's doing well. This game got zero marketing from Sony's part, to be quite honest. It feels like they wasted their marketing budget elsewhere, and the fact that it's still selling so well and even sold out physically in Japan. It's hard to come across an actual physical copy because stores are running out of their copies there. So I don't know. I'm going to keep playing through it. I'll probably do another stream on it very soon. I hope you guys are having a great day. Thank you for watching the video, and make sure to throw a like, share it out there, and a comment down below because it does help with the algorithm. Thanks again, guys, and I'll see you guys again very soon.